build qualities of that of like a Dodge.
And the bus is now full of body parts.
Kids' body parts?
The back
What the hell is that? It's Rick James's old
definitely
Laverne.
didn't do that. No, it came like that.
Hi Brian.
Hey Ben, how we doing? I hear you're car shopping.
We're car shopping today.
For?
A Lemons rally car, another Lemons rally car. If you don't mind,
No, there might be something here.
there might be something here. So I think let's walk around and take a look at some of the thoughts I had.
Okay.
And if you have any thoughts, then maybe tell me a little bit about each potential rally car.
Right, and which rally is it going to be?
This will be a repeat of the Rustbelt Ramble that we did last year with the Cowport Newport.
Uh-huh.
But we probably won't be that
We'll
specific.
do a different car, but we still want, it's the Rustbelt one,
So yeah, we don't want a nice car.
not the fall color one.
We don't want one of your nice cars.
Oh, okay.
We want one of the not so nice cars.
Right.
All right, let's
There
go
you
take a look.
Let's see what we got.
How about the Grand?
Not rusty enough. All right,
Grand National.
Grand National.
There's the Grand National. So we've had this car for a little while, but
Had it for a while.
I put it on Instagram just because it was here, and I thought this was very
Unique.
well 80s, 90s
Uh-huh.
Chevy colors on a Buick, but it's bad to the bone. That was like a campaigner, marketing, or whatever. I think that was a popular phrase, but I don't know what it meant.
George Thorogood.
I know that's what I think, but it wasn't.
But now I think there's more to it than that.
There's more to it than that. I don't know what. So all the Grand National people freak out and you guys are an idiot.
I think it came from Pittsburgh area. And we picked it up at a used car auction.
How long's it been on the farm?
15 years.
15 years. That's the
Maybe
number.
more. Could be 20. Between 15 and 20.
So it looks like a
So it's been
GNX.
Yeah, it's made to look like a GNX. It's not a GNX. Fender flares.
That's a GNX, but is
Right.
that fake GNX or is that real GNX?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do that work, so I don't know.
And
The wheels are GNX style. Those are GNX.
GNX, but it's not a
style,
GNX.
but it's not really.
It's not a
And then
GNX.
It does have a GNX intercooler, I think, a real one. I don't think that's a
I
big
mean,
deal.
it's
That's
build
an
quality.
aftermarket thing.
It's build qualities of that of like a Dodge, so it might even be part Dodge. Maybe it inherited some Dodgeness.
I don't know if it leaks as much.
Does it
But it
run?
runs okay, yeah. It runs okay. It might need a tune or different injectors or something to run properly. I think that when it got traded in at wherever it got traded in, somebody took something out of a package out of it. So it's like the injectors are wrong or the tune is wrong.
Oh, okay. Is it rich?
So it runs, I think it runs lean.
Oh, okay.
So,
This might be a.
but yeah, it runs and drives. It's pretty reliable. We put some new fuel lines and brake lines in a couple years ago. So.
Oh, good. I don't want to do
It's
brake lines. I made that
reasonably
commitment on the last cars. I'm not doing brake lines again.
Yeah.
All right. So you already did the brake lines.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So that's a contender.
Right. So yeah, some mechanical stuff and get it to run a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it would probably
It'd
be
be
fine.
weird not driving a Dodge though.
It would be weird, but it's still 80s.
All right. Let's
Turbo.
take a look at something else. What
Yeah.
else we got?
Let's look at a Dodge now.
Let's find a Dodge. You got a Dodge around here? What's up with that white one? What's with that Spirit RT?
That Spirit RT ran and drove, but the oil pump shaft broke off on it. So it doesn't have any oil pressure at all. But it can still start.
But it's a good car.
It's a good car. It will start. It's got iBox, Conies, all new valve train.
It's got no battery in it, Brian.
No, and AC belt's missing.
Yeah, well, it's junk.
Other than that, it's ready to go.
But you're sure so the
I'm 90. I know it starts and runs, but it has zero oil pressure and it rattles. So
oh geez, where's the rattle from? Oh, the
from
shaft.
not
Do you
having
think?
any oil.
Oh, the lifter rattle, or bottom end
yeah,
rattle?
you can hear a lifter rattle. I didn't hear a bottom end knock on it, but I didn't.
Not
run
yet.
It. I didn't run it very long. So.
There's a manual boost controller in there.
Yeah, the guy was souping it up, and I don't know how far he got. And then he spent a lot of money on the valve train, and then he went out driving it, and it lost oil pressure, so he parked
Well,
it.
throwing a shaft in it's no big deal.
No, I think the engine should come out and be checked out though, just
Oh, you want to get?
because I don't know how long he would have driven it without oil pressure.
Well,
So, but that's not too hard to figure out.
yeah.
But it does have conies. It has iBox lowering springs. You know, we got to do a little interior work.
It doesn't need any map sensor work.
No, that's all. Good.
Look at this. We got butt connectors, which I love. Butt connector, and then the solder connection.
We'd have to see what tune is in it. It could be had a chip put in it. I don't really know. I found it on eBay or something.
Really?
Yeah.
This is an easy fix. How long has this been sitting?
Yeah, 10 to 20 years.
50.
It's been inside most of the time.
Yeah.
So we just got it out like 2 years ago.
I actually never see this car. I know it's here, but I keep forgetting about it. And the only thing that,
It's a good car.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not too rusty. It did come from like Massachusetts though.
Oh, I did it now.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
Only got 2 months, Brian. Only got 2 months.
Oh. So we have all the parts to finish this one up.
Somebody stole plug wire off of it.
And Bruce has the computer.
Is the computer in my old car?
Yes, and it made it run right.
That's funny. So I sold.
Yeah.
I used to have one of these, and I sold it to another club member
A long time
years
ago.
ago. Yeah.
And then he couldn't get it to run right, so he came over here and borrowed my computer.
Yeah, I sold him that bad computer. That could be.
And then we got that one. Doesn't have a turbo.
There's no turbo on this one.
Turbo on this one. So it needs work. And somebody ate the spark plug wires. They ate them.
You ate them again?
Yeah.
Whoa, you know what? Do you ever have a spark plug wire? What about this bus, Brian?
Bus runs good.
It does?
Yes, it runs good. It drove here. It got decommissioned because of rust behind the axle and the floor.
They lose a couple of
And
kids?
they're not allowed to drive it after that. So
Did they lose any kids?
no kids fell out. And the bus is now full of body parts.
Oh. The kids' body parts?
No, better. All the primed and ready to go body parts for all the next couple projects.
What's in it? Is it got a Cummins?
Yeah, it's got a 5.9 24 valve
Oh, 5.9.
Cummins. Yep.
I can see it
An
actually.
Allison automatic. Oh, they can see all the body parts.
How many miles on this bad girl? The Lemons Rally.
I don't think.
Somebody always runs a bus on a Lemons Rally though, and that's the only thing. Is
2001.
this
It's
an
only got 100,000 miles on it.
100,000?
Okay.
100,000 stop and goes.
Is that a lot? Probably.
I don't know. That's a lot of stop and go on
for a bus.
Look at
130, maybe.
that one doesn't run.
Nope, I don't think.
What about that Rampage?
Carbureted.
There's a couple of them here, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a twin to that one. There's actually 2 red Scamp GTs.
Let's take a look at the barn. What about that Spirit Arc? That one runs. I drove that one.
Better exhaust.
So Brian, in this shot, this has been on TV before.
What's that?
This is the shot they had you guys standing
Oh,
here,
yeah.
the guys from the Fat and Furious, talking
On another windy day.
on another windy day. Look at that on me. What the hell is that?
What is that?
That is the.
It's a VNT convertible. It's actually pretty rare. Came like that.
I don't know. Is this Rick James's
We
old
definitely
LeBaron?
didn't do that. No, it came like that. Red GLHT runs and drives.
That's yours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you won't sell me.
No, I really like that car.
I really like that car.
And then the Spirit RT runs the.
Is that the one that was on TV, or is that the?
Yeah, that's the one that was on TV.
So in that episode of Fat and Furious,
Yeah, I know.
Brian buys 2
Right.
cars, right?
I bought my car back.
They were his cars that he actually lent to the show, and it's all fake.
It's reality
This isn't
TV.
fake. Yeah, this is one take.
Right.
But anyway, so that was the one that
Yeah.
they drove, and then they drove a GLHS, one of
Right,
the
which is
Omni
back
GLHS,
there.
and it's here.
Yeah.
But what about the Dart?
The
So I almost did the Dart. This is my backup car twice.
Dart's a good backup car.
It's a good backup car. But you know,
drives. If we charge up the AC.
oh
it'd be
really?
Perfect.
It's got
we have to
turds
charge
on it though, Brian.
There's a bat in here.
It's a 318 car.
318 automatic. It's got
318 Swinger.
like 125,000 miles or something.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, it looks
No,
like
it's
a
in good-
60,000 mile car. To be
Right.
honest with
And
you.
it's never seen salt because
Yeah.
it's always been stored.
So my dad had one when I was a kid.
Gold. Was
Yeah,
it gold?
same thing. No, but he had the slant 6 in it.
No, but was it gold?
It was a gold Swinger with a black top. Black. I think he had black interior though.
Uh-huh.
So that one does run and drive.
Yep.
That
That
one
one
might be
runs and
cool.
drives.
You know what would be cool though?
That's not going on really. I don't think.
Hang on. So they came out with that car about the same time the
It's
Grand
the
National.
Buick.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Wonder which car is faster.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Both have a few little bit of mods to them, so like stuff that you would have done back in the day. And yeah, I don't know which is faster.
Well,
I think if the Buick was running the way it should run, it would probably be faster.
gear. Yeah. And
Somebody else is looking at the dart.
who's looking at the dart?
I don't know.
So there's a really cool white car back there.
Yeah, 69 Charger.
There's a 69.
It's far from rally ready. Very far.
Will it run?
No, I don't think. I don't know. So,
Okay,
yeah.
well, what do you think? What are you
Yeah.
feeling? I like that red GLH so much. I love that car.
You like that car?
I think the Buick or the Spirit RT would be
The Spirit with the messed up nose?
any of the Spirit RTs.
Any of them?
Yeah.
Which one would your preference be?
Well, that one runs. That would be nice because it would be good to run it because it still runs good, and the gas hasn't gone bad in it. You know what I mean? So that would be a good one. The other white one would be good because that would get the engine fixed.
That would be good. Welcome back to the car farm. We've made a decision on the next Lemons car, and I don't know if it'll be a surprise, but this will hopefully be an easier one than others past. So we're going to take a first look at this car today. I haven't really gone through it. I have moved it, driven it a little bit, you know, in the past year or two. It's a little crusty, but I know it runs, and it's going to be the Grand National. So we're going to take the Grand National on a Lemons rally, and I don't know why I got to keep doing this, but remind people what a rally is. Rally is just a group of people getting together and driving. It's really just a big road trip. It's not a race. There's no timed events. It's more just, you know, taking a car and pushing it, you know, not to its limits, but pushing it. If it's old and worn out, you know, you got to push them down the road. Sometimes, you know, physically. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this Grand National today and see what she's made of. We know a little bit about it. Brian had bought it some years ago, thinks that it was hopped up at one time and that maybe they put some stock parts in it. There might be some mixed parts in here, and that might be messing with the tune that's on it, or the stock tune with bigger injectors, or who knows. We're going to have to sort all that out, but it does run. I'm not trying to soup it up. We're going to just try to get it going down the road in stock form. That's plenty fine for me right now, just for the purpose of this trip. But all right, man, let's I think we're gonna have to pop the hood, Kevin, and see what's under the hood. Oh, look at that Buick Turbo. Does have an intercooler on it. Looks like it's got a remote oil cooler. I don't know if that's stock.
Grand National guys, you know, getting all hot and bothered over seeing this 10-bell intake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
maybe.
know much about these either.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll make it run. It's just an engine, but you know, it looks like it needs a valve cover gasket's leaking pretty bad. But we'll figure it out. Let's. Where's the battery? There's a battery in it, but it's hooked up and it's dead. So we got another battery up in the barn, or up in the shop. Let's go grab that other battery. And that's not an audio system, is it?
I think this also has maybe had an aftermarket security system on it.
Oh, I remember it does have a problem with that. Okay, well, geez. I hope that doesn't bite us on the road. Foreshadowing. We'll grab that other battery, maybe the jump pack just in case. Yeah, because I put air in that other tire. I commented on another video. This is not a GNX. It's a clone. Just add-on GNX stuff. But, uh-oh. Oh, so this car must have made 510 pounds of torque at one point. Must have been, he was a participant. He got a participant sticker. You used to get those in wrestling.
She didn't show up.
Told you I wasn't your dad. Alright, let's go get the battery. Alright, there's the battery hooked up. We haven't turned it over at all. There's air in the tire, and that's it. I'm just going to jump inside and hit the key, Kevin. Would you mind holding the camera for dear old daddy? Security light's flashing. I don't know if that's good or bad. Where's the key? Oh, it smells in here. Alright, we'll have to cut and go get that. So while Kevin looks for the key, let's look at the interior here. A little crusty. Got some stuff and some things. Got light flashing, horn works, got a Pioneer CD changer. That's pretty dope. No back seat. I guess we don't have to pop the trunk to see what's in there. Oh, there is an audio system, or was an audio system in here. That's pretty hillbilly. I'd be throwing that out. Oh dear me, there's some rot. There's some rot back here. Guess that's why the back seat's out of it.
So no keys in the key box, only Dodge keys.
Do Dodge keys work? Alright, we'll find the key. I'll get back to you. Alright, found the key. Ready? Let's try this again. The key's in ignition, but I didn't hit it. We have bolts. Got the gauges. We have a fuel pressure gauge. Looks a little low in my opinion, but I don't know these cars, but normally we're at 50. It's running a little rough now. Before I started it, I did notice something missing, I believe. Oh, it's running a little better, but see that? I think that's the thing I just noticed under the hood. Let's take a look. She's a smoker. So I was over here a minute ago looking at this, talking about how the Hydro Boost, whatever the GM assist brake stuff was, removed, so it doesn't have the Grand National funky stuff. It's just a traditional brake system, but there is a line lock installed, so that's going to be fun, right? Anyway, so looks like that valve cover leaks. Yeah. So this car would be a speed density system, so it doesn't have a mass airflow sensor, I don't believe. Or it does. Yeah, there is one down here. I didn't think they had hot wire sensors. Anyway, so there's that, but there's also still a map sensor. And there's a map sensor right here. But there's nothing hooked up to it. There's no vacuum signal to this map sensor. I don't know if there's another map sensor somewhere in the car because, like you said, it might have been tuned and it might have some funky computer. I have no idea. But if that's the map sensor that's in use, it's not sensing any MA because it's not hooked up. So we'll try to figure that out and see if that's why it won't rev. And in the Dodge world, the car barely run without the map sensor, and it won't rev over 3,000 RPM. This one's kind of doing that. A little better now, but I'm still wondering about that map sensor. Who knows? I don't know these cars at all, so maybe they only use a hot wire sensor. I doubt it, but we'll figure it out. Alright, well, it's running better. Still wonder about that map sensor, but we're gonna move it and see how it does. It didn't stall going in reverse. The one in the reverse fuel pressure came up, by the way. Hey, it's running better now that the fuel pressure's higher. At first, the fuel pressure was poo. And I heard it clear up when we were out there. I wonder if we had a fuel problem. I feel like the rear end is locked. It's got a posi in it, maybe.
It's also got this line lock switcher that might be messing with the
Oh man, those no back seat. I hear everything in the back.
I know, it
Sounds like the windows are open.
makes it a lot worse. You can hear the mud splashing right next to your head.
It's already a driver, man. This thing's ready to go now. I mean, it's compared to the Newport and the Daytona. Got the bouncing speedometer.
Exhaust temp gauge is working.
Is it? Oh. The brakes are warped. I'm not trying to get on or anything. I just want to see how it runs. Are you definitely feel. Oh, this thing's good enough. Here,
Yeah,
I'll take the camera. I'm telling you, that rear end feels like it's locked. That was part throttle, and the rear end was.
Watch out, we got somebody sleeping in the road.
That's a big one, man. That's a big boy. Well, the temps are still good. Pressure is good. Fuel pressure's good. Oil pressure's good. It's spiking. It's not slow. It's definitely not consistent. That's part. Geez, this is great. That's nice. Sold. Now you gotta understand the throttle I'm using, man. It's just I'm just tipping into it. I'm not getting on it, and it's still. You hear a spooler, a little Terpsky action, and it goes pretty. I'm not breaking my neck or anything, but I like that.
Feels good.
That V6 boost low end is nice. Oh yeah, brakes. Oh baby. I don't know if we spun a tire if the trans slipped. Goes down the road straight. It's comfortable, and I feel like I'm falling off of the seat though. Typical GM. There's like no thigh support. Almost feels like you're wall squatting.
Yeah.
Might be rebuilding the transmission.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not gonna try to do burnouts. Let's see if it holds it. It spins real easy, so. This might be the stall from the. Looks like it's a 4-speed. I don't know. Oh yeah. Your gear slips. Alright, we're gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna be yanking a trans out of this thing. Alright, well I would say the drive was nice, but I am thinking that third gear might be slipping. That's a deal breaker. So we'll have to check the trans fluid here and see if it got smoked at all. And decide what to do. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. Transmission problems, huh? There's your problem. Go ahead and toss some fluid in the old girl and see if that solves our slippage. I'm sure it is. Low pressure with no fluid and clutches don't apply, so it's going to slip. But what fluid was on there was nice and red, so no stink, no burn. Guess we caught it in time. So we just found that the trans had like no fluid in. I had to add about 4.5, 5 quarts maybe, and we're gonna take it out here and see if it'll grab. It was. I hadn't driven this car before. I just knew that the 1-2 shifts were real firm on these, but 3 was flaring pretty bad, and that's when I noticed it was slipping. So, alright, so I'm gonna get the shifter still needs work. We're just doing part throttle. Whoa! All right, second grab's hard. Oh, there we go. That's way better. Oh yeah, that's way better. Oh yeah, and it's running might be some kind of tune in it.
That the intercooler on here is aftermarket, and the intercooler said Garrett. Again, don't know if that was a stock intercooler made by Garrett, you know.
That's way better.
But yeah, and also on that sheet of paper it said 15 psi, but that's, you know, this boost gauge, when you're getting on it, it's flaring up a little bit beyond 15.
It's spiking to 20. Spikes to 20. I'm okay with that as long as it's not mean.
Brian said that
I don't like this AF gauge down here.
So, that's...
yeah, we'll have to watch those EGT temps. Probably, I don't know. Nick was saying that he thought there was something up with the oxygen sensor. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But we'll probably pull this thing into the barn, and then we're going to make a list of things we need to buy.
We didn't find valve cover gasket.
Valve cover gaskets leaking pretty good. So that's been running us out of oil. That's not good. But I'm happy. We got a lot of gauges in this car. Newport, she didn't have any gauges, so it was the only time that scared us was when we were on the way to the rally and the temperature light started flickering. I had a panic attack because I kind of engineered that radiator in there. But it turned out to be a bad sensor, so I actually just disconnected the sensor on that. Drove the whole trip that way. But no gauges. Oh, that's way better. So, yeah, even fourth is 3/4 is a good firm shift. I still want to fix this leakage on the shifter. It's all, you know, it's sticking and it's not lined up where it's supposed to be, so it needs adjusting. And then the transmission fluid leaked out, so either the pan's leaking, or the cooler lines are leaking, or the rear seal's leaking. You know, I didn't even crawl underneath the car.
Supposedly the transmission was built, so we don't know if they tightened it up.
Oh, there's Ron. There's the cows. Ron was outside.
So we think maybe we could have had like a bigger pan, and then that pan was leaking.
For what?
For that trans.
I mean, it could leak if it's a bigger pan or not. I don't know.
Well, like I'm saying,
I have a feeling there's probably like a finned cast pan on this thing, you know. There it goes. Oh, yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah. And that part throttle, this thing, she scoots pretty good.
I never really understood these. I mean, like, I got it. I was like, okay, you know, 80s, all black. You can only get one color, and it's black. Like, I got that.
Like a GLHS?
Yeah. But feeling...
The original
that...
Nationals were not all black.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't know it. What I'm saying is feeling that torque, like, how it kind of scoots out a little bit, I get it now. Now I get it.
A little bit. I always got it. Here's what I expected. Shit handling. It's there. This thing is sloppy. So, well, we're gonna park this up, and I think probably I might go dump some gravel up in that mud so that we can get up there without getting this thing destroyed and messy, and then park it up, and we'll go over it again in the pavilion, barn, the new barn. It started almost finished. It started 95-ish, and we put metal on it.
Just like everything else here. Started 15 years ago, and then now we're just finishing it.
Yeah. All right, let's jump out, and I'm feel pretty good about this car already, and I'm happy that I don't have to do a ton of work, but I hope I also don't jinx myself just now. So general maintenance on it at least, and get her done.
You have to do a lot of digging. See what they did.
Yeah,
you know,
that's always the thing. It's somebody else's project. Like, this thing is tuned, or was tuned. I'm afraid to run it flat out until we go through it and change the oil and on it and everything, and make sure everything's not leaking and that it's holding temp perfectly, so the cooling system's solid.
Yeah, when we heard the fans kicked on.
Yeah,
you know, so all those, you know,
this is a turbo car, so I'm mostly worried about EGTs
mm-hmm.
running lean and melting it down. So we don't want to do that. We got to watch fuel pressure, watch air fuel gauge. I'm not I don't know if that's some Buick thing that the guys were all like in the Dodge circle. There was a guy that was building, AF gauges, and people loved to have that gauge and it had like 4 LEDs on it. And I'm like, okay, well, back 30 years ago that might have told you something, but nowadays we can get a little more accurate. Maybe add a wideband O2 sensor so we can get a really good accurate reading on what's going on with the fuel mixture, and that'll just that's just for a safety measure so we know that it's not running lean. That's all I want to know, that this thing is not running lean, because I don't want to melt it down. So, all right, let's go move some gravel and clean up that barn so we can get this in there, build another one. All right, I dumped some stone out here and was able to pull the car in without getting stuck. And we're gonna go over the car, kind of just give it a cursory check. So it definitely needs all new brakes. So I'm just gonna order all new brakes. But at least it has brakes, unlike the other cars, and it stops and it goes. Tires, we'll wait till I clean them up. But my guess is, they're probably dry rotted. We'll see. We'll take a look at them and we'll decide whether to pull the trigger or not on these, or not when the time comes. But yeah, sounds like it might have a little bit of a fuel leak somewhere. We'll figure that out. Change the oil, put plugs in it. The tune, it seems okay, but I think we are going to go ahead and throw a wideband in there and give us something to watch the air fuel and test drive it before the rally. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to do with this thing. Maybe down the road, guys, after the rally, maybe we'll do something cool with this car. Maybe enter it into, I don't know, some type of homegrown event. I think I have some other ideas to do with this car and some of the other cars on the property. And I'm not a drag racer, but people drag race these cars, and I can see why. It's definitely got a bit of a scoot. Doesn't have any top end. But you don't need top end when you have gears, and you're only going a quarter mile. But we'll take a look and finish it up. Brian's got the interior back at his house. We put the seats back in, and we're just gonna cover up those holes in the back now, temporarily, to keep the water out while I drive it. Eventually, this car will get restored. This isn't gonna be a beater for the rest of its life. It is gonna get restored. There's new doors for it up in Raccoon Lodge. I'm just looking at those rockers are soft down there, so those are gonna have to get done. The A-pillar sucks. You don't like to see that. But yeah, so it'll get restored. I know that without a doubt. The more I look at it, the more I see more GNX stuff on it. GNX headrest. There's a GNX differential cover down in the other shop, so that'll probably end up on here at some point. I don't know what rear ends these cars came with. Maybe let me know. It feels like at least a limited slip, just because when I'm backing up and turning, I can hear the inside wheel slipping, and that is usually indicative of a posi or a limited slip. Something's going on with it. But anyway, this thing is bad to the bone. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. It's all right. I do like it. They're always cool looking, devious. But intimidating. I'd like to have it for myself, but it's Brian's car for now, right? All right, so stay tuned, and we'll do some updates on this car probably in the next few weeks within this video. Peace out.